I now invite Mr. Ramesh Kumar, and Manoj Kumar and Tirupati will follow. Mr. Ramesh Kumar will speak on social transformation through Triple P, a focus on resource mobilization in higher education in Rajasthan.
Thank you, Professor Chaube sir, and I'm grateful to this Institute for Public Enterprises for giving me opportunity to speak here on this a very tough issue for private sector. And I'm delighted to speak in the presence of Professor Ahmed and other dignitaries, and my friends are also here. My topic is difficult because there are two parties, as Professor Chaube sir was saying, that these two parties are promoting two different interests. So is there really a partnership or it is a contract? So on that aspect I will be speaking, and the question here is that social transformation through PPP, when two parties are talking of two different things, and yesterday we have seen the beginning that okay, nothing comes free, and there is something which you have to pay for something. So is it just another scheme of profit making, or it has larger interest? So question is a bit radical. Are we transforming society through this idea which may be situated in neoliberal policy, or it is just a part of that continuity of, as sir was saying, the crony capitalism? With this question, we have guidelines that why this PPP is required. So there are three background propositions for this. One is regarding that social transformation through higher education, and this higher education will play a crucial role in changing perception from market-oriented economy and market-oriented states approach. Now, how to ensure this higher education? We have come to terms that okay, state is not performing its role well, because the welfare state is somewhere lacking the capacity. Yesterday someone was saying that public cannot do it all, private sector is there to help you. So we have higher education, and now private sector is there, it has its interest. And both private and public sectors are having agreement that PPP is the need of the hour. So how to make it possible if it is the need of the hour? Now, this is the guideline which I'm adopting, and I'm situating this in social transformation discourse. There are theoretical aspects. This is how I have written my paper, theoretical aspects. Then I'm highlighting higher education scenario in India, where already previous speakers have done that. So I will be skipping that. Then I will be just briefly taking a snap of higher education resource mobilization in Rajasthan. There I will be focusing on just how student enrollment ratio is changing from private to public and public to private with the growth of this private sector. Theoretical aspects include that what are the requirements of social transformation. If PPP is a tool of transforming society, then what are the requirements for the social transformation? So we have a notion of capability. And this capability approach is very famously popularized by Nobel laureate Amartya Sen and his team, his followers, especially Professor Martha Nussbaum. So they talk about individual capabilities, that how to enhance individuals' capability, which is consistent with the private sector's interest. Because private sector is interested in building individual capabilities, whether you are studying in government education or you are in private sector education, it enhances your individual capability. But there is a difference that here comes civil society actors. They say that no, not only individual capability, but we need collective capability. After all, social transformation is not possible without being together. And so here is the first requirement. Then we go for education. I find a strong linkage between education and capabilities, how to make collective or individual capability possible. So I related this education and capability, which other people also talk, and a lot of Western democracies have generated scholars, which I'm not mentioning, they are included in paper. They are talking about this linkage between education and capability. So here we have drawn the picture of that, okay, everything is interrelated, and now we have to proceed. So here comes the picture of PPP. Again, there is a linkage between capabilities and PPP. So definitely when there is energy, when there is natural resources, you have roads, transport, port sectors, everything is there, all kinds of financial and natural resources you have, there is a possibility that PPP is going to work. But how? That's a difficult question. So India has adopted this definition. The Ministry of Finance has adopted this definition, which says that PPP is an arrangement for the provision of public assets and or public services. And in order to make this arrangement possible, they are going for a contract. So this definition gives you a contractual agreement between state and private sector. And this definition, I find that this is already a lacking potential definition. It's not a holistic view of PPP. So here we are lacking the overall ideal of PPP, that we have missed the target. So here comes the diversion. We have already started diverting. There is no civil society representation at decision-making level, as this definition does not recognize civil society actors in the process of PPP. So hence, this approach to human development is restricted. There comes the question, is social transformation possible through PPP? I have strong apprehensions. Now here comes, with this, we have higher education in India. People have already highlighted. India stands as the third largest education system in the world in terms of student enrollment, with the highest number of higher education institutions in the world. This is a report generated by the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry in 2009. The issue is again coming that we have many institutions, we have huge potential, we have a generation in between 19 to 35 which can make change at world level, and everybody is in need of resources, human resources. But the issue is that Indian higher education system is yet to be transformed from elite education system to mass education system. And the example I'm going to give you is that Rajasthan, that is considered as a land of royalty, valor, courage. The feudalism is still continuing. So are we changing, or we are just giving different names to our profit-oriented activities? Are we really collaborating, or are we really coming together to make something possible which can contribute for better world, the ideal which can be realized or actualized? Now India has taken one initiative that is called RUSA, Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. I will translate in English, National Higher Education Campaign, which is a mission mode scheme. Now here are the definition according to the guidelines of Ministry of Finance, which I discussed definition. These are the four models earlier someone discussed of PPP. And higher education, which model higher education adopts, I'm not sure because I haven't studied these four basic models. These models are available in all sectors, whether it is energy or road sector or electricity, whatever, limited or broad. Now I'm taking you to Rajasthan, which is still considered a backward state, and it's a deserted land. Natural resource is very scarce there. People hardly find livelihood. So going for higher education is a very tough task. Here comes the picture of again PPP. Why PPP? Why should we talk about PPP when we have private sector? There is a huge natural resources, and yesterday someone was talking that that blackout problem was there in Rajasthan also. PPP seems to be a failure there already in other sectors, apart from few exceptions. So we have higher education scenario here. This is the subsectoral allocation on education sector in the state of Rajasthan during 10th, 11th and 12th state 5-year plan. They have mentioned here higher education again is coming down in 12th plan, and the priority is still to primary and secondary education. So PPP is much required at elementary level than higher education. Now I'm coming to the number of institutes. As we started with the proposition that there are two parties talking of different interests. So here we can see the clear picture that how private sector is asserting its voice in the PPP mode. So the private sector is growing up here in numbers, whether it is colleges or universities, and public sector is coming down. This is clear picture in 2013 duration. In 2001 we have 6 private institutes, and 2012-13 we have 113 private institutes. But what about the students who are going there and who are getting educated there? This is sector-wise, again, a general classification of higher education institutes. This is a student enrollment. In private colleges, it is increasing. In government colleges, it is decreasing. Well-to-do students are going to private colleges. Marginalized and still in hope students are still in those government colleges, which is a pity situation for both private and public sector when we are talking about better world. Now this picture is very clear that what private sector brings us is technicalities, technical education, skill development, but to a limited section. So the society remains still elite oriented. It's not ready for social transformation. Here is a tendency that maximum the students are enrolled in the discipline which is not job oriented. It does not give you employment with that degree, and we are having a declining investment in agriculture sector, and we are moving to service sector where again the job opportunities are restricted to elite section. I'm not biased against elite section, but there is a need. If we are talking about equality, partnership should be equal. Not that I will be having much of this cake and someone will be having just the remains of that. So here I have taken you a brief journey to the Rajasthan, that how the private sector is growing, and the whole philosophy of PPP is getting defeated even in higher education sector. We can find a strong linkage between social transformation and collective capabilities. Yes, both the sectors are coming together, but they are working differently. There is a weak linkage between existing popular notions of PPP and collective capabilities. I have already highlighted. Now, why there is a weak linkage? Because there is an absence of civil society actors, which should be considered a third partner. It's not only about the state and the market. There is a civil society. After all, we are talking about people. So who are the representative people? Because the state is somewhere lacking the capability to negotiate with private sector. But is PPP as a philosophy or as an idea a failure? I will not agree with that PPP is going to get no result. There is a potential in that PPP. So yes, PPP as a tool for social transformation is accepted. And on the one hand, it is an indicator of limits of welfare state, we have already highlighted. But on the other hand, PPP is still in its infancy, and it's suffering from vagueness at policy making and implementation level. So we have to work out on the very idea of PPP itself before we go for all those ground level work. So the ideology needs to be strengthened. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.
Some model of PPP in higher education class?
No, sir. It was just general reflection.
Yeah, we thought that it's working.
No, I have...
Need of the hour.
Need of the hour is there, but it's not working.
It's not working. The title is suggested as if you are going to study a case study.
You have already existed, and you are just going, what kind of...
It was a general picture.
Anyway.
Thanks.
May I now invite Mr. Manoj Kumar and Mr. Tirupati. And their paper is the role of PPP in India and development of education study.
Good morning to the dignitaries on the dais and ladies and gentlemen. And myself, Manoj Kumar, I am a research scholar from Telangana University, Nizamabad district. And my paper title is The Role of Public-Private Partnership in India in the Development of Education Sector. And like the paper is, the methodology is based on the secondary data collection, the various projects undertaken by the Indian government in different states, and the amount of investment invested and the development achieved. And before going to the statistics, I would like to give the areas in PPPs in education, and the main concerned areas for education development with the collaboration of the public and private enterprises is the improving the environment first of all, and by creating the gains and maintenance of infrastructure, and as well as the provision of IT, that is information technology in education, to the provision of scholarships as well. And the second area of PPP and education enhancement is enabling innovation, and this innovation is achieved through the introduction of new communication technologies